Nowhere is the shock at last Friday's attack in Barcelona greater than in Ripoll, a small town of just 11,000 people in the foothills of the Pyrenees, a short drive south of the French border. There, residents have been coming to terms with the news that not only were many of the terrorists little more than boys, 4 of those shot by police after driving into a group of pedestrians in Cambrils, south of Barcelona, in the early hours of Friday, were teenagers, but that many of them had lived among them in Ripoll. Solidarity must extend far beyond the victims of terror. Editorial. Read more. Catalan police believe they have identified all 12 members of the group. 5 were shot dead, 2 more are thought to have accidentally blown themselves up, 4 suspects remain in custody, and 1 is on the run. And what has emerged is that the small town of Ripoll is where the members of the cell became friends, played five-a-side football together and, apparently, helped each other along the path to radicalization, hatred and mass murder. Already police are making inquiries into a former imam in the town, Abdelbaki Sada, a man in his 40s with children. Sada is said to have vanished last week. Some of the town's Muslim population thought he had traveled to Morocco. Police are attempting to establish whether he had actually traveled no further than Alcanar, 145 miles south. This is the town where he had lived before moving to Ripoll, and also where members of the cell had established a bomb factory in a disused house. From gas blast to carnage and loss. Ramblers, the attacks that shook Spain. Read more. While police say they have no firm evidence that Sada played any role in last week's attacks, they have raided and thoroughly searched his home in Ripoll. Among the material removed were items that might yield DNA. Police are conducting tests to establish whether he was one of at least 2 people known to have perished when the bomb factory was ripped apart in a premature detonation early on Thursday morning. Police say more than 100 gas canisters were being stored at the house, and also say they have found traces of triacetone triperoxide, an explosive used in a number of terrorist attacks in recent years. Attempts were being made by the cell to either construct one large bomb, with Spanish media suggesting a likely target was the Sagrada Familia, the unfinished cathedral in Barcelona created by the Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí, or a number of smaller bombs, to be packed into 3 vans that they had rented. The premature explosion appears to have prompted members of the cell to instead launch a series of attacks using one of the vans in Barcelona and a blue Audi car in Cambrils, as well as knives and an axe. 1 woman died after being struck by the car in Cambrils.